Hello, my beautiful Leos. I hope you all are doing amazing. Today, I'm going to be tapping into the energies of those of you that are currently not in communication with your person. So, as per usual, I will be starting off with an oracle, and we can just clarify those existing energies with tarot. All right. Alrighty, so we have relaxation. Very interesting because I opened your read for the first time and then it wasn't recording, but you guys did get the stillness card. So I feel like it's interesting that you guys have the relaxation card for the second time. So the energies are kind of similar here. Again, many of you could be doing something that is making your soul happy. I mean, it is confirmation that we are in a separation read here. But I will say that for many of you, there's some sort of clarity that you've received or is coming in for you that makes you feel a lot better about what is in the unknown. So what do I mean by that? Whether it's what's in the unknown, as in what is the future of this connection, or what does the future hold, right? Or whether it's something that made you feel a bit uneasy pertaining to dishonesty in this connection. Some sort of clarity coming in for you that makes you feel lighter is what I'm sensing here. You guys could be feeling a lot more tired these days, okay? Could be that you guys are feeling very busy, or just, you're very drained. So again, you're doing something that makes you happy. Could be maybe you're going to take a vacation, or, like what she's doing, kind of just laying down, reading a book, taking time for yourself. Maybe you feel like you have been on kind of like go mode and there's so many things happening where you just want to take a little break, right? Okay. Illumination, exactly. Some sort of clarity coming in for you, or something being illuminated to you in a sense of, okay, that makes sense. Or like a light bulb moment is how I would like to say it. Now, this will be a very settled type of illumination. I feel like, yes, it's going to help you feel like you're coming out of a gray period, a gray period. But I feel like for some of you, it could be an energy of, because I'm thinking of how to word it correctly. Okay, this could be an energy where something comes in, but you're like not supposed to know it. Or if it's not that you're not supposed to know it, maybe you're the only one who knows, or your person doesn't know you know. Like there's some sort of secrecy, or some sort of like an energy of being discreet that comes in with this clarity. Like as much as it takes you out of this gray period, or it makes you feel that, you're coming out of a confused state, you are kind of in that same energy of, okay, well, I don't want to tell anyone, or it has an energy of calmness attached to it, but I also feel like the word discreet is coming up for a reason. So whether it's, you were able to find this out, and you were not able to find it out for some time, or it could just be that I'm picking up on your person's energy. This person may feel like you know something, or you know more than you show here, is the best way for me to explain it. You know what's very interesting? Because I was just talking about, this card was, kind of giving me the energy of something being discreet. This clarity could make like you wonder about other things. Like it's almost like when one door opens, now it's like another door opens. Like one thing leading to another is pretty much what I'm picking up on. Like maybe there was one piece of information that led to something else that you questioned. And so now you have the full story, or this particular thing that comes in for you that makes you feel that you know what you were inquiring about, it may lead to another question that you want the answer to. That's how I see this. Okay, and I feel like this is all going on in your mind. That crystal is the amethyst crystal. It does talk about your intuition, right? It does talk about things that you're intuitively feeling, but maybe, possibly not communicating it at this time. Like it could just be your energy where, as much as you're attaining information and a lot is being illuminated to you, you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to say it because, I mean, no one asked, right? Like I'm going to keep it to myself, like that sort of thing. Is what I feel here. But I do feel like it is going to take you to more of a calm space. It's going to make you feel that, okay, like you can breathe again, or like, because I feel like this is something that you have been inquiring about time and time again, and you're finally receiving the answer here. Okay. So relaxation, let's see. And I also feel like there's like a very closed off energy here, right? Whether it's from your end, and you're probably like, okay, well, we're in a no communication. We totally get it, guys. But I feel like there's one party here who is doing something in silence, or they're very discreet about what's going on in their life right now. Like it could be that maybe I'm picking up on like maybe someone who is not publicizing what they're doing, or someone who is being very quiet about their next move, that sort of thing. Okay, so we have the Tower here. Okay, so some of you may be involved with a Scorpio. It doesn't have to be the case, guys. But what I see here is that this is like the calm after a storm, right? Something happened abruptly, whether it was a misunderstanding, whether it was a separation, right? It could have been a misunderstanding or an argument that led to the separation. But how I see it, Leo, is someone was trying to avoid this from happening, right? So whether it's you were the one who brought what was going wrong to the forefront, because you're like, okay, even if things go left, it's not something that I'm willing to bottle up any longer. And then it seems that the opposing party here was like trying to avoid the conversation at all costs. Like whether it was you that was avoiding it or your person, you guys switch it how it resonates with you. But this is how I see it. One person avoiding a conversation and one person feeling like, you know what, even if the conversation goes left, it's something that we need to, bring to the forefront, because it's not something I'm willing to hold back anymore. It's not something that I'm willing to just like bottle up and keep within myself, right? Now, here's what I will say. If they're, like leading up to the separation, I feel like there was other areas of your person's life being affected, like whether it was their personal life, their family life, their, friend circle, that sort of thing. Because sometimes a Tower moment can mean that not only one area is being affected, there's so many other areas being affected, where it could be an emotion of feeling like your world is falling apart. Now, for others of you, if that wasn't the case, it could just be that you feel like this is a connection where everything needed to crumble in order to rebuild again. Right? So it doesn't mean like rebuild in a sense of, from scratch, but maybe you feel like it was not built on a stable foundation in the past. And so you guys kind of needed to crumble, or let the cookie crumble here, to figure out which were the false parts of it, or which parts were the stages where your person was being dishonest. Like it's going to vary, like the issues at hand, those could be very specific. But I do see that many of you, it's almost like two energies, okay? One energy who felt like, this is something we can work on, but we need to bring, to the forefront what is going wrong. We need to discuss this. We need to negotiate it. And then another party who was like, no, everything's fine. Even if it's not fine, let's act like it's fine, and then it will be fine. So pretty much more of a realistic approach versus a very avoidant approach. And the avoidant approach could be coming from an individual who was fearing some sort of like abandonment, or like feeling like they didn't trust that something can come to an end in order for it to begin again, or they did not believe that they can overcome some sort of obstacles. So even if there was an argument here, maybe Leo, you felt like, okay, well, our relationship is not going to be perfect. So of course we're going to argue sometimes, but our love outweighs the frustration and anger, so we'll be able to overcome that. But then maybe you feel like your person didn't have faith in that, so they would rather just avoid the conversations or arguments at hand here. Alrighty, let's see. Yeah, so we have the Fool card in the middle. So definitely an energy of wanting to do something impulsively or taking a leap of faith when the urge gets very strong, or the desire, because I feel like, this could be someone who gets sudden urges to reach out to you, whether it's, like a call or a text when they're intoxicated, or maybe when they just feel like their emotions are getting out of hand. But it's also someone who worries about, well, how would Leo reply? Well, what would the outcome be? So when you start thinking about the outcome of something a little too much before you actually put forward the practical effort, you can potentially talk yourself out of even putting forth the first step. Okay, so that's what I see here. Now, the Fool card, it's not really like a negative card. I do see it as someone who wants to take a leap of faith towards you, but some of you don't trust this. Because, in the reverse, how it could be translated is a sense of someone making a foolish decision. Or if that's not the right term, then someone making a very impulsive decision where you're like, okay, I wish this person would kind of think thoroughly about what they want to say and where things are going to go before they come forward here. Okay? So some of you may be involved with an Aquarius here, an Aries, possibly a Gemini, and like I mentioned, Scorpio. Yeah, we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So what this essentially means is not pleased with an outcome, okay? Or like I mentioned, something that you're wondering about, Leo, okay? Something that you keep questioning upsets you. Because for one, it could be just the very question alone upsets you, or for two, it could be the fact that you're even questioning this very thing, or the fact that you're even questioning anything in this bond, right? No one wants to be in a confused state. So the Seven of Pentacles in reverse could be, maybe you're wondering, okay, why am I at this standstill with this person? Why do I have so many questions? Why am I so confused? Like, it's just kind of like a crummy feeling, kind of like a, why am I, this confused? Or why am I not able to get the answers here? Why are we not able to move things forward? There's something here that you're very curious about. It could even just be, if it's not dishonesty, like you already have figured out some sort of dishonesty here, it could be as to why this person would do what they did, right? So if it's not like finding out the very thing that they did, maybe it's like what they did, but you want to know why. Or you want to know why they're avoiding it, right? That could very much be the question for many of you that want to have that much needed conversation. Okay, this could be an energy of a party not being happy at this time, or just being upset with the lack of progress here, the ending, the separation, because I do see that there was an energy of someone trying to avoid this tower moment. So that very party could be the one that's upset that they weren't able to avoid it. The tower is something that's very difficult to avoid. Matter of fact, it's very, close to impossible to avoid, but you could choose how you respond to it. So maybe there was this energy of, oh, I could have handled things differently, or I could have responded, differently so that it wouldn't have escalated into a separation. So pretty much regret in one form or the other. The bat hanging there reminds me of the Hanged Man, right? So it talks about possibly seeing things from different angles, which is the pro there, but the con is there's still nothing being done here, right? So that alone could kind of drive a party here to walk away. And Leo, if this is your energy, I feel like you're just very exhausted, right? So maybe, this will change. Energies are fluid, but right now you seem to be very exhausted. You don't seem to be impressed by what's going on. And I don't think the curiosity is something you're fond of. It's almost like you feel you're questioning way too much, where you could even be questioning the authenticity of this person's emotions for you, or the authenticity of this bond here. Okay. Wow. So I'll take the one that's face up, which is the Knight of Swords. So here's how I see it, guys. Could be quick communication coming in for you guys, or someone here feels like every time they communicate, it's misunderstood, right? So whether this is you, whether this is your person, but how I see it, Leo, is that even if this is quick, abrupt communication, you're not going to know if you trust it. Your next card is the Fool card. This is very impulsive, behavior. It's very in and out, right? And for many of you that are looking for maybe a stable conversation or just stability in general, this is something that may rub you the wrong way. This could be a past energy that your person and you, maybe you guys got into an argument or there was a harsh exchange of words after this tower moment. So maybe like leading up to the separation or right after the separation, that you guys are still having a hard time moving on from, right? It could have been where they said something that created some sort of deep wound here. But for many of you, I feel like it's the uncertainty here that you're not fond of, or the very in and out energy. It's almost like even if your person takes a leap of faith towards you to tell you something or try to work on things, you're not sure if they're going to stick to their word. When you have the Knight of Swords in reverse, it's someone where they may be really good at saying things and making promises, but you're not sure if they will stick by what they say. It's very unpredictable energy, right? The Fool card, let's see. And for others of you, if it was something you said, it's definitely something that they are thinking about time and time again, right? So it doesn't have to be that you were rude to this person, but sometimes the truth hurts. So even if you did not say anything rude to this person and you just said the truth, they're thinking about it constantly over and over again. There's just a lot of regret associated here when it comes to your person, but also a sense of anger about how things transpired. Could even be anger within self, as in, what I mentioned a couple of minutes ago about, maybe feeling like they could have responded to things differently. Okay. So we have the Six of Swords here, and then came out the Temperance. Some of you may be involved with the Sagittarius, and we also have the Ten of Cups in reverse. Okay, so yeah, very focused on the failed commitment here, wanting to, have reciprocity. Six of Swords, wanting to move to calmer waters, but feeling like they're not able to. This seems to be the mutual energy, because the middle cards are the mutual energy. Here's what I will say. The best way for me to break down this energy is maybe there is a desire to move things forward. Of course, where there is a love here, there may be a desire to, progress or find some sort of solution. So the first thing that you guys want to work on here is what I see in the cards, is, temperance. So that talks about equal give and take. That talks about reciprocity, a conversation where both of you are able to, speak about maybe the things you guys don't relate on, but also the things that you guys are able to work through. Like not only focusing on your weaknesses, but your strengths. That's very important if you are going to choose to have a conversation with this person. Ten of Cups in reverse. The love is still here, but we were not able to get a commitment, get a commitment off the ground in the past, or B, we were able to be in a commitment, but there was no longevity there. So again, that's what you guys want to communicate here, because the Ten of Cups talks about emotional fulfillment, being with someone in a commitment. But if the pentacles are not really involved here, and the one pentacle we do have is in reverse, could be that you feel like, yes, the emotions are here, but the stability was not, right? So that's something that you guys could be discussing. That could be what your person is wanting to take a leap of faith towards. But with that Six of Swords in reverse, there is this questioning when it comes to the both of you. Excuse me, when you guys think about the situation, some days it may feel easier than others. The Six of Swords in reverse could be like, I want to be at a better space with this person. I want to fix things, but how do I do that? So it's almost like mental agony, or like thinking about something mentally so much, and you're like, okay, but what do I do about it? Because the swords just talk about essentially something you're brewing up in your mind, but it's not really action oriented. And when you have the Knight of Swords in reverse, again, there's still some sort of anger or frustration attached here that's, not helping someone think clearly or narrow down, what may be the right approach. When your person thinks about you, they do feel like you guys work well together, but I feel like, again, there's like two extremes here, or like they feel like when it's good, it's great, but when it's bad, it's terrible. Like they want to find that middle ground here, and maybe that's the very thing that they want to converse about, especially with that Ten of Cups in reverse as well. It's someone who feels like they lost a lot, like, emotionally they still think about this. They want to pick up the broken pieces and fix it. Right? They feel like their emotions have not changed, but it's about, okay, well, where is the stability? Because the next card is Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So that's definitely going to be your question to this person, or that's what you're thinking right now. if the emotions were so real and if we really loved each other, why were we not able to pursue this, right? And pursue this for the long haul. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So we have the Four of Swords. Okay. So there's a lack of action right now because there is emphasis on healing. The Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords, so it's healing after heartache. Or for some of you, King of Swords in reverse, so healing after an argument, right? Maybe there was some harsh things that were said, and it's an energy of letting go of that. Three of Wands, yeah. Okay, so here's what I see, Leo. I have two different outcomes here. I am reading for a lot of you, so keep that in mind. But the first one I see is kind of someone continuing to be upset because they're focused on how much time and effort they've invested in the situation, and they're not willing to either try again or they're not willing to look back at this time. Of course, energies are fluid, guys. So even if that's your energy, maybe you feel like you are just upset right now and it's still fresh on your mind. For others of you, maybe that is the firm decision you're making, right? Maybe you feel like, you know what, I do have emotions for this person, but I feel like this connection is lacking stability. Four of Swords, Three of Wands. There is a potential for a conversation or a potential for a brighter future, but after a period of healing. Whether you're waiting for this person or whether you're waiting for yourself to heal, that's on you guys. You have free will. But with that Three of Wands, keep in mind that some of you, this is very specific, so only take it if it resonates. If you feel that when this separation occurred, your person was kind of just watching it happen, or they were very nonchalant, that may be the very thing you're worrying about in the future. Like sometimes this card could speak about kind of just watching something happen in front of you or expecting things to happen without practical effort. So, some of you don't have the patience for that. For others of you, if it's something that you communicate to this person, possibly you guys can work on it. But here's how I see it. I feel like there's a lot of healing going on. There was a lot of hurt that was caused, especially when it comes to exchange of words. And then there's also a really, destructive kind of thinking pattern going on, right? Where it's like, okay, think about the negatives or think about what ended here. So as soon as, said party is able to come out of that mentality, of course they can look to the future, but I don't see things picking up quickly though. The Three of Wands still requires some sort of wait here, and that's why I said it's up to you guys, whether you're willing to be patient or you're not. All right. So my wonderful Leos, I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today, and thank you so much for your time.